Hey, that's me. How I do? We're back here with Doki-Doki Literature Plus Sad Stories. That was weird. What I just did. Can't think of much rambling to do after this one, except that the blanket worked tremendously well last time, so we're definitely keeping that. But also, as an added defensive measure, I've got chocolates here in case things are terrible. Because everyone knows that rational adults process their feelings with blankets and chocolate. Okay, we have Natsuki and Monica next. That's gonna be... It's exciting for me because, there's no evidence that would point to any particular reason why that would be cool for me, because I love all the characters, naturally. But, since there's no rambling that comes immediately to brain, let us begin side story. No further shall we delay. Oh boy, it's happening. It's happening so fast. I'm excited. Oh hell, a time skip. It's been several weeks since the club has officially started. Through their initial setbacks, the 3 club members so far, Monica, Sayuri, and Yuri, have increased their collective bond within the club. Just like a little line graph of like friendship just going up as the weeks go by. Sayuri has partaken in some... There's supposed to be no sound right now, right? Okay, good. Sayuri's partaken in some of Yuri's high fantasy literature, and all 3 of them, led by Sayuri, have taken an interest in poetry. On a day like any other, the 3 find themselves suddenly interrupted by the clubroom door opening, and in walks a girl none of them have seen before. Hi. Sayuri tugs excitedly at Monica's sleeve. Yuri shifts in her seat and buries her eyes in her book. Are you here for the literature club? Yeah. Yay! That's great. Thanks for stopping by. It's kind of a small club still, so it's really exciting to see new faces.
Yeah! Come and sit down somewhere. You can sit next to my desk.
Sayuri prances over to her desk and presses her palms onto it.
Oh, and Yuri can make you some tea.
Yuri looks up at Sayuri in protest for having drawn attention to her. Natsuki silently glances between everyone, then sits down next to Sayuri. Monica follows by sitting nearby. The sudden gathering prompts Yuri to stand up, deciding that standing in the corner and making tea doesn't sound so bad after all. Okay, then how about we all introduce ourselves? Okay. Well, I'm Monica. I'm the one who started the club. I was originally in the debate club, but I really wanted to do something I felt more passionate about, if that makes sense. So I started the literature club as a way for people to express themselves through writing or reading or whatever other kind of literature.
You know, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe.
I have what vibe?
Never mind. I'm not going to judge people I just met like that. Very adult-like of you. I always judge people so hard.
Oh, no you don't, Sayuri. Yes, she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room. Natsuki giggles.
I'm Sayuri. I just like learning about everyone and making friends.
I don't know why I babbled that last one out.
I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry.
Yeah?
Very adult-like of you. I am an adult.
The sound of Yuri's electric kettle steaming fills the room.
Oh, that's Yuri.
Sayuri lowers her voice.
She's kind of shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fantasy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. And my favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Ooh, let's get ice cream!
My favorite flavor is probably all of them. Cookie dough. Or maybe chocolate.
It's cookie dough.
And Monica's is probably vanilla. What the heck? I take my way too many online quizzes. The ice cream ones are always accurate.
What's Yuri's favorite?
Natsuki shrugs. Probably green tea. I'm just joking. I have no idea for Yuri. Still, it's pretty chill here. Do you just, hang out, or do you actually do club stuff? We do club stuff, too. It just hasn't been very structured yet, since we only have, 3 members. So we just kind of loosely spend our time doing the stuff we like. But I keep thinking it's about time we start with, some more structured club activities. It's been a while by now since I started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you'd like the club to get into?
I guess I'm literature.
Well, I like manga. Manga? Hey, why'd you say it like that?
I want to read manga in the club.
Well, wait, hold on a second.
That sounds so great. After all, I've been doing all this.
Yuri returns to the desk with a tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. Choose your words carefully, Sayuri.
After all of the deep and immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind doing something a little more simple.
Manga isn't simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance.
I didn't mean simple like that.
Well, anyway, putting manga aside, is there any other kind of literature you're interested in?
Well, not really.
In that case, have you considered the anime club?
Are you serious? I'm not gonna join the anime club. It's full of
weird guys. Come on, is it probably accurate?
Come on, is it that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right?
I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically...
You best start believing in manga. You're in one.
I get it.
Look,
I'll do whatever club activities you want. Can I please just join? I won't bother anyone. If I can just, keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my god, thank you. You're the best. I have most of it crammed in my locker, so I'm gonna go start getting it, okay? Natsuki stands up.
need some help?
Nah, I got it. I don't want you to see my locker.
If you say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine.
I hope we never find out then. Natsuki exits the clubroom, leaving everyone in silence, save for the sound of Yuri sipping her tea. In the background, really loudly. I'm such a pushover.
Hey, it's not that bad. Natsuki seems like a lot of fun.
Maybe, but she has no actual interest in literature, you know? And that's normally fine, but she said she would participate in club activities like it's some kind of obligation. Her tea is going to get cold. Yeah. Wait, that's not related.
Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature.
Are you sure you don't just want to read our manga, Sayori?
Hey, who do you think I am?
Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have any opinion, Yuri? Uh-oh. Not particularly. She said she wasn't going to bother anyone. That includes me, so...
Does that mean I bother you?
No. You're a pleasure to be around.
I was just fishing for a compliment.
I know.
But still, I really think we should give her a chance.
Yeah. All right. But I really am going to start enforcing club activities. I'm willing to cooperate. Suddenly, the three of them hear a thump against the door.
Who's that?
Sayori stands up and walks over to the door, then opens it.
Thank you.
Carrying 3 boxes of what is presumably manga, Natsuki grunts and wobbles inside before slowly bending over and dropping the stack onto the floor as gently as she can. Boom! That's quite a collection. Sayori giggles in excitement. While catching her breath, Natsuki replies.
There's still one more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them.
Monica anxiously glances between Sayori and Yuri. Is this really okay for the club? Well, what else are we using this space for? Maybe it's what she really needs to kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. It seems like things are finally going to start getting more serious. And it seems like we're going to have some serious conversations soon because Monica is really not taking Natsuki seriously, and that is a bit of a sore spot for her. At the next club meeting, Monica is the first to arrive. Well done! No more computer shenanigans to delay you. But ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. That is evident. Why am I so nervous? Monica paces, trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki said she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? While Monica thinks, the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. Monica forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. Natsuki forces one in return. Sorry, my voice is a little congested today. Need help?
No, I got it.
Monica awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation, but fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. Once dull with school supplies, the shelves are now vibrant with bright colors and cute-looking artwork. You know, the top shelf is pretty empty. Maybe we could keep it up there?
I can't reach up there. That would be so inconvenient.
Yeah, but... Monica sighs. The teachers are going to ask what all this manga is doing here, and I have to tell them it's for the literature club.
So?
Monica backs off and slumps into a desk. With this kind of tension, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the past few weeks is being sucked right out of the room. Oh.
Good afternoon!
Sayori spins into the club room.
Ah, I see someone's in a good mood. Yeah, because I have this.
Sayori brandishes a cookie wrapped in plastic.
I found some money and got a cookie.
I found it. I like to think she literally just was scratching quarters off the ground.
Ooh, that's so pretty.
As Sayori trots over to the closet, the colorful shelves catch her eye. They just are not at all colorful in the CG.
Which one do I start with? Well, you can start by giving me a bite of that cookie. No way! I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want entry into my kingdom, you need to pay the tax, peasant.
Defeated, Sayori unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Then Yuri silently walks into the club room. Monica glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri returns a quick nod of understanding. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club only having one more person than before, it somehow feels like twice as lively. Okay, so I think today we should go over some potential club activities and see which ones we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it would be great if we found some stuff to do as a group. Does that sound good to everyone? I agree. Okay. It sounds good to Yuri, so I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear your ideas too.
Well, I've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. Maybe we can give each person a day to share their favorite kind of literature with everyone else.
Well, maybe. Something tells me that Monica glances at Yuri and Natsuki, who both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. Maybe we can try to come up with something that everyone can enjoy equally. You know, like we all vote on a book to read or something like that. A 4-person vote? That's gonna be awkward. I think we should all collectively try to explain our interests rather than just stick to the things we're familiar with.
Why does it feel like I'm being targeted here?
Natsuki, didn't you say that you would go along with whatever the club wanted to do?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. I like Sayori's suggestion. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but... Monica's voice trails off. Although she let Natsuki join the club, Monica finds it incredibly difficult to relent to her demands. If Natsuki doesn't respect the club, why should Monica have to yield to Natsuki's opinion on anything? Natsuki, are you sure you don't have any other literature interests? Are you sure about that? Natsuki, are you sure you don't have any other literature interests that you could share with the club? I swear I don't mind if you keep your manga in here, but Natsuki cuts Monica off by suddenly standing up.
Well, it's obvious that I'm not wanted here, so I'm just gonna leave. But I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it.
Okay, I think you're kind of jumping to conclusions here, but you're free to do whatever you want. Natsuki shoots Monica a quick glare before walking straight out of the room.
Oh no.
Sai runs after her, leaving just Monica and Yuri. For the second time today, Monica slumps down into a desk. Oh, am I such a jerk? No, she's a jerk. She's just making me feel this way. Monica looks up at Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. She probably just went around looking for the smallest club she could find so she doesn't have to participate. How does she expect me to give her respect when she has no respect to the club? Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things. Monica sighs. Me neither. I just have no idea what to do. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's not wrong to enforce the club vision. You know, like, people should join because they want to express their passion for literature, or at least develop it. So, maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monica sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't seem to want to add anything. You can go back to reading. I know this doesn't concern you. It does. It does? How? Well, I just can't comfortably read in an atmosphere where the peace has been disturbed. Oh. Well, great, I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of voicing my frustration, and I guess guilt. It's like my frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. Why is it the hardest to be rational during the times you need it the most? I don't think you're being irrational. I think Natsuki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands of the club, your club. Something as ridiculous as manga has no place here. The fact that you're even storing it for her should make her completely indebted to you. Well, you're right, but... Oh, damn, I sort of thought that would be Yuri's way of inadvertently perhaps showing Monica that maybe she does have a place here. Well, you're right, but I don't know. Isn't it kind of harsh to say things like it's ridiculous and it has no place here? Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you can to avoid associating the club with it. So I assumed you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, recalling her confrontations with Natsuki, a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting like this? Maybe I've just been convincing myself that it has nothing to do with the manga. I'm really upset that I would let myself do that. With a sigh, Monica walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colorful shelves. This really wasn't what I had in mind for a club about literature. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monica starts defending her position once again. It's a complicated issue that Monica had failed to consider before now. Where is the line even drawn at what's considered literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into one of the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, inspecting it for no particular reason. The cover features 4 girls striking cute and exaggerated poses, all dressed in short skirts. Yeah, I mean, amused by the absurdity of the cover, Monica opens the book. Uh-oh. Here we go. I guess I shouldn't say uh-oh, should I? I should say yeehaw, because that's probably a good sign.
This sucks. Why is Monica such a jerk? She should be grateful that I even joined her stupid club. It's not like she can find any members. Monica's usually nice. Usually really nice. She cares so much about everyone in the club being happy. Yeah, right. Well, she usually does. Maybe wishing she's not busy being so judgmental. So what if I'm into manga? Why can't just one person accept that instead of being so condescending about it? I accept it. I think it's cute. Oh, come on. That's condescending too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just want to support you.
Natsuki sighs.
I know. Thanks. Just really sucks to you want me to talk to Monica? I don't know. It's not like it's gonna change her opinion of me. Like, even if you were to convince her to back off, that wouldn't suddenly make me feel like I'm actually welcome in the club. I should just find another club. Wait, you don't have to do that. We can figure this out. Please? I mean, I'm the vice president, or at least I think I am, and I don't want you to leave. Everyone deserves to feel welcome and be happy, so I want to make that happen. For you. I was wondering, what was the reason that you decided to join the literature club? Well, Natsuki hesitates. It's kind of dumb. Oh, don't say that. There's no such thing as a dumb reason when everyone's welcome. I wasn't welcome. You were to me! So... Just don't tell anyone, okay? Especially Monica. I promise. Natsuki sighs. I'm just tired of everyone judging me all the time. I can't enjoy any of the stuff I'm into without people making snotty comments about it. Not that I care about what anyone else thinks, but you know, the signs for the literature club said that you can be yourself or whatever. So I decided it was at least worth a shot. But that was a lie, apparently. Natsuki dejectedly kicks the toe of her shoe against the wall. Oh, and I like writing too. Really? How come you didn't say that to Monica? Because she was being so judgmental that I didn't just want to tell her something she wanted to hear. She didn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. And if she knew I was into writing, then she would just be like everyone else and try to push me away from the manga in favor of the more mature thing. The two of them remained silent for a while. Sayori understands that it's out of the question for Natsuki to return to the club room, for today at least. But Natsuki has a reason for wanting to join the club just like everyone else, and that kind of makes it worth it to try it at least another day. It's part of the club vision for her to be welcome. You deserve to express yourself just as much as everyone else does. That's supposed to be what the club is for. So, I'm going to do everything I can to fix this. I promise. And Natsuki apparently had no response to that whatsoever, which, to be fair, I probably wouldn't either. I'd just be like, okay, bye. It's lunchtime the next day. The cafeteria and the hallways are bustling with students rushing to meet with their friends and make the most out of their limited break time. In my case, that usually meant just spending the whole thing doing assignments. Where could she be? Among them is Monica, who always eats her lunch in her classroom, but she has some additional business today. Fearing Natsuki would avoid coming to the club, Monica decided to try to find her during lunch so she could make amends. She's not going to be not at school, is she? After searching for an extensive time, Monica finally spots her. Oh, thank goodness. Despite her short stature, Natsuki's bright hair helps her stand out from the crowd. Oh, gosh. Suddenly feeling awkward, Monica is afraid to get closer. Natsuki is with some friends whom Monica does not recognize, and they're all energetically chatting together. It would be really tactless to just interrupt them. Oh, yeah. Did you end up joining that literature club or what? Huh? Of course I joined. Why wouldn't I? I told you she would join. Come on, you know she only joined because he wouldn't stop giving her crap about the anime club. I told you. And everyone wanted to join that stupid club. Oh, sure. Well, you have to give her some credit for at least making an effort to finally grow past that trash. True. Well, congrats on finally graduating middle school, Natsuki. We're proud of you. Shut up. Just let me do my thing. I'm just joking. You know we love you. Yeah. Once the literature club makes you a famous writer, we'll be the first ones to buy your book. What, you're gonna buy her smutty fanfiction? Well, obviously, I want a signed copy. That was like years ago. You don't think I've grown out of it by now? I told you, I was joking. Besides, it's a good reminder of how far you've come since then. Hey, look, don't sass us writing geeks for the smut we wrote in the past, recent or otherwise. Not to mention you couldn't have done it without us. That gives us a pass to joke about it. Yeah, sure. They grow up so fast, it brings a tear to my eye. Natsuki suddenly glances in Monica's direction, prompting Monica to quickly turn away and distance herself. Man, that was pretty rip-worthy altogether, though. What the heck? It was horrible. I should have said something to defend her. Why do I have to be so conflict avoidant? Miss Debate Club. Not that I deserve to say anything. I'm hardly better than them after the way I treated her. I'm so awful. I'm not doing anything right. It's worse too because that's not the half of it. Her Natsuki's trouble specifically. Things are not well at home there, which I assume will be gotten into at some point. After school ends, Monica distractedly makes her way to the club room. She finds Yuri already inside, eyes on a book as usual. Monica picks a desk and slumps into it, something she seems to be doing rather often lately. I was going to say that's the third time. Yuri, I don't think I can be club president. I suck at handling anything that doesn't go like exactly my way. Yuri looks up from her book. It's like, the literature club is a place where you get to express yourself, unless it's in a way that I don't like. I'm so mad at myself. I mean, usually you get it on the second or third try, and I'm especially mad that I didn't have the self-reflection skills to realize what I was doing. So much for maturity. Sorry, I really shouldn't be complaining out loud like this. There's just like a ton on my mind. No,
I enjoy listening. Really? Why? Yuri shrugs. It just makes me feel nice. Oh, okay. I guess I'll just continue then. Yuri nods. Yeah, well, Natsuki has kind of a blunt attitude, you know? It made me feel like she wasn't taking the club seriously. I couldn't even figure out why she wanted to join. I saw her friends talking to her in the hallway during lunch, and they were just so mean to her. Telling her to grow up and stuff like that the literature club would help her grow out of her manga. It just made me so mad. Like, just let her enjoy it. It makes her happy. Why are you trying to take that away from her? And when I had that thought, it was when I came to the realization that I was kind of doing the same thing, just in a roundabout way. I should have made her feel good about being passionate about something, but I just dismissed it. No, I was actually trying to avoid acknowledging it at all. I even did that with you, Yuri, when you first joined the club. You did? Yeah, I remember. Fantasy isn't really my thing, so I was kind of trying to dismiss it, but then Sairi jumped in and took over the conversation. I should have reflected on that, but I didn't because I just let Sairi handle it instead. And now I'm repeating the same mistake, except I really hurt someone this time. Ouch, Yuri's just like, well, I know, right? She didn't notice, so I guess it makes sense. Monica shakes her. She's so much taller than her. Holy crap! Because Yuri is like pulling like the anime like spine art here to make herself half a foot shorter and everything. So if she was standing up straight, she'd be like 7 feet tall. Sorry. Monica shakes her head. I'm so tired of being afraid of things I'm not comfortable with. So stupid. Like, I can just picture how much joy it would bring Natsuki if I let her share her passion a little. I'm so angry that her friends were treating like that. I'm gonna get them back for it. Right after I get my earbud back. Get them back? Yeah. I'll get them back by making sure that this is the literature club that Natsuki wants, not the one that they want. Suddenly, Sairi bursts through the door, making Monica and Yuri jump. With a rare, stern face, she marches over to Monica's desk and sits down next to her. Oh, you're about to get the Sairi smacking on you.
I'm having an intervention! I can do that because I'm vice president.
Is this about Natsuki?
Yes!
Yeah, I know. I messed up. I'm super sorry. I was just talking to Yuri about it.
Really?
I was so dismissive of her passion that she felt threatened and probably just unwelcome. Literally the opposite of what the literature club is supposed to be. Literally. Sorry. I really need to make it up to her.
Oh. Yay, I did it!
Thanks for the intervention, Sairi. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Friendship wins again! So, how do you want to make it up to her?
I have a plan. Arthur, I have a plan, Arthur. This is a good one. Sairi, do you know if Natsuki is coming to the club meeting today?
I don't think she is.
I see. Monica was afraid of that, not because of her plan, but because she's facing the consequences of the damage that she's inadvertently caused, because now she's got to go and deal with it herself, and not the club space, not her territory. But the only way to do the right thing is to face it head on. It's so easy to just duck away from conflict and wait for it to blow over, but that's not enough. To truly respect someone's feelings after you've hurt them is to face them and admit to your wrongdoing. Not the wrongdoing of mismanaging the club, but the wrongdoing of disrespecting Natsuki's feelings. Okay. Do you think you can get her to come to the meeting tomorrow?
I can do that.
Okay, awesome. Yuri, you don't have to worry about anything, but thank you for being my friend. You're a good listener. Fidgeting with her hair, Yuri turns away to hide a smile. Aw. Well, I guess for today it's going to be a pretty quiet club meeting. I'm going to step out for a bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm just going to read with Yuri. Hey, is this one of Natsuki's books? How come it's out here?
She read the whole thing. Sairi picks up a manga that was resting on an adjacent desk. Oh, that. Natsuki probably just left it out by accident.
But I thought she hasn't been coming to the club.
Actually, Monica's been... Okay, Yuri, I'm sure it was just someone else who was using this classroom then. Okay? Monica smiles at them both. Then with a wave, she exits the club room. Well, way to be more receptive to the respect of anyone's literature that you're still not willing to admit you read it. I really shouldn't have left that out. If Sairi catches on, she'll definitely tell Natsuki, and that would get really awkward. Now, I wonder if there's a keyboard I can borrow from the music room. Hey? Gonna write her a song? To serenade her back into the club? The time for the next club meeting has already arrived. Monica and Yuri are the first to arrive. I'm so worried. Do you think Sairi's gonna be able to bring Natsuki? Yes. How do you know? Well, she's Sairi. Oh, I thought Monica was gonna go out and find her herself. I misread that, sorry. You know, you're right. Time slowly passes. Monica sits and then stands up to pace around, then sits again. Yuri's eyes don't move from her book. Man, time just seems to slow down whenever we're in this room when we're waiting for someone. If it's after school, then how long could where could they go? Yuri's eyes don't move from her book. Then finally, the door opens. Sairi marches inside. Behind her, Natsuki shuffles inside, nervously looking around the room.
We're here!
Welcome back. Monica, the club president, thanks for the reminder, stands up and greets him with a smile. Sayuri picks the desk and takes a seat. Natsuki sits closely next to her. Man, do they have to do this with everyone around? Is that not more awkward? Looking back and forth between the club members, Monica is struck with a nostalgic feeling. She would stand at the front of the club room just like this, struggling to picture just who may eventually be sitting before her. But imagination was never enough to predict how unique and diverse each member would be. Each with her own struggles, her own reasons for seeking the vision that Monica had, admittedly, so vaguely advertised. Seeking trust, understanding, respect. What new lessons will the future hold for the literature club? Realizing she's getting ahead of herself, Monica takes a deep breath, and for a second I was like, don't you dare end it there. Monica takes a deep breath and returns to the present. Okay, everyone. The literature club is starting. We have an activity planned for today. Monica turns to face the chalkboard. On it, she writes manga in big letters. Today we're going to learn from an expert about a unique form of literature. Manga.
Oh, come on. Isn't this kind of forced? I know you don't actually want to do this, so just...
Monica shakes her head. Natsuki, this is the hardest part. After making it this far, it would be so easy to just smile and move on, but that's not enough. Not this time. I'm sorry. It was wrong of me not to take you seriously when you were kind enough to show your interest in my club. I thought about it, and I realized how biased I was against manga, and it caused me to disrespect you, and I'm sorry. But I think you deserve to be able to share your passion with us. So, can I make it up to you?
Well, thanks, but I know you're only doing this because Sayuri told you to. Wait, that's not true! Monica played this all by herself. I didn't even get a chance to talk to her.
I was witness to that as well. This is the Literature Club. The Literature Club is a place where everyone gets to be themselves. We all have our own interests and our differences. It's my vision to let us freely express that. And it's my goal to respect everyone for them. So I just want to learn about the things that make you happy. I think that you deserve to share that joy as much as everyone else does. Is that okay? Natsuki looks away and hesitates.
But it's really dumb, the stuff I'm into.
Monica smiles. She kneels in front of Natsuki's desk, looking at her straight in the eye. If you like it, then it's not dumb.
Oh, except for me!
Sayuri, you're not dumb either.
What the heck? You guys are so weird. Fine, I'll show you some of my manga. Only because you admitted that it's literature after all.
Natsuki stands up.
Yeah, I didn't say this before, but I'm actually into writing too. I'm kind of a pro, but I didn't want you to like me just for that.
Wow, really? I really did have you all wrong, Natsuki.
Whatever. Today's not about that anyway, right? It's about manga, so I hope you're ready.
So ready. No, don't end it. Okay, good. We haven't had the CG yet. A week has passed since Natsuki returned to the Literature Club. A week has passed since Natsuki returned to the Literature Club. Since then, the club activities have been in full swing. Each club member has received a day in its spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Naturally, as always, Sayuri was right the first time. Legend of the Best Girl continues this week on Saturday at 10 a.m. Same bat time, same Sayuri channel. As another meeting draws to a close, Monica approaches Natsuki on the way out. Natsuki, are you in a hurry home or anything?
Me? Not particularly. Why?
Oh, there was just something I wanted to show you, if you had a few minutes.
Sure. What is it?
It's not in here. Can you follow me to the music room?
The music room? Why?
Well, you'll see. Did she, learn one of the songs from the book or something like that? Wow, hello, new background. This is way cooler than any music room I had in my school. All of them were cockroach nests with dull walls and half a missing ceiling. I was thinking back. When the club was just me and Sayuri, we would talk about how we envisioned the club to turn. Not that I was into music. I can't play any instruments. We would talk about how the club we envisioned to turn out. Sorry. Let me read that one again. I was thinking back. When the club was just me and Sayuri, we would talk about how we envisioned the club to turn out. We cared a lot about it being a place where people could express themselves. And she said something strange to me. She said that I was trying to make the club that I needed myself more than anyone. But I think it wasn't until you joined that I fully understood that. Because you really taught me a lot about myself. Things that I was probably always too stubborn to admit.
Oh, come on, you can't mean that. I didn't even do anything. I just, brought a bunch of manga and then I got fussy when I didn't have my way. It was really stupid of me to make such a big deal out of it.
No, I honestly needed it. If you didn't express that you were hurt, I would never have realized that I did something wrong. Besides, your feelings are valid. They deserve to be heard and respected.
It's just really hard to feel that way sometimes. I really shouldn't care about what other people think in the first place, but when you're just criticized by everyone around you for being a certain way, it can get really hard to just brush it off. And it makes me start to feel like I'm the problem. Like I'm not doing enough to please everyone else. Am I being too entitled if I just want people to like me without having to hide a bunch of stuff about myself? I don't think I am.
I just wish that sometimes people would try to appreciate me for who I actually am. As Monica listens, she recalls how vividly Natsuki's friends were treating her, and how naturally they did so. How long has she been fighting against that, refusing to change for others? I can only wish I was just as strong as you are, Natsuki. Stop playing Xenoblade right now, I've got emotions. So honest with yourself. I'm like always trying to come off as perfect for other people. Anytime there's a hint of a contention, I just crumble. But it's thanks to you that I really started thinking about this stuff. You really inspired me to start working on it.
But well, like I said, I didn't even do anything.
You were just being yourself. That's all you needed to do. Also, there's something else. Monica takes a breath. The thing is, I might have read a little bit of your manga.
What? You? What the heck? Why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. I think I just felt like kind of embarrassed to admit it after I gave you such a hard time about it.
I can't believe you of all people were reading by my right, Monica? I can't believe you of all people were reading manga behind my back. That's so funny.
Yeah, well, I just flipped through one of them out of curiosity, but I ended up reading a whole bunch of it. But I mean, one of the characters was in a literature club. What are the chances, right?
You were reading Parfait Girls? Wow, you have good taste.
Just one volume, and I kind of picked it out randomly.
Well, you have good intuition then. You have to tell me all your favorite parts.
Well, I think it was some kind of weird fate, because the character isn't just in a literature club. She also plays piano. It's just weird, because I've always wanted to learn piano. She was like the perfect person that I always wish I was, if I just did what I wanted instead of always second-guessing myself. Does that mean there's piano coming? Monica walks over to the piano and sits down.
Oh?
I always felt like I should only share the absolute best parts of myself, the parts that will impress people or make them like me more. But after you joined the club, I really realized how self-destructive that mentality is. We share things because we want to express ourselves. Sharing experiences allows us to share emotions. And I just felt like I wanted to show you this, because if it wasn't for you, I never would have started playing.
Hey, I think the credit for that one goes to Parfait Girls, not me.
No? Well, maybe it's true the Parfait Girls put the thoughts into my head, but it was still you who inspired me to keep practicing every day.
Every day?
Because, you just make me feel like I want to do something. Make me feel like if I want to do something, I should just do it. I mean, I still haven't been practicing for very long, and I'm not really any good at it yet. Like, at all. But I think she said that exact phrase in the main story. But I wrote a song for the club, and I worked really, really hard on it. It doesn't have any words or anything, but, well, yeah. Various shots of Monica and Sairi, where Sairi looks increasingly more confused. Just the one fang. I know it's like it's an anime style thing to have characters with just the one fang, but it always looks goofy when I actually take time to think about it. In an endearing way, mind. Oh, there's more. I'm ready. I'm so ready. There we go. Long fade. That has to be it. Bravo! Bravissimo! Encore! No, don't do it again. We have time limit on this episode. That's all.
That was so good.
It was?
Yeah, are you kidding? You're already like a pro.
Not even close.
Does the song have a name? You said it was about the club, so...
Yeah, it's called My Song, Your Note, because everyone brings something so unique to the club. It's completely different from how I first imagined it, I think. But I was such a selfish perfectionist. It shouldn't be about me, it should be about everyone. And it's all of you who helped me shape the club into what it is. I would never change that.
Oh. I think that's really thoughtful. and kind of flattering. I kind of feel like I don't deserve this much validation. I wasn't exactly very patient either when I first joined the club. It makes me feel like I should probably apologize too. I think I was really just fed up with a lot of things and I got frustrated after not getting my way in the club. So, yeah. I really didn't mean to take it out on you. I was being really immature. If you get my stubborn butt to apologize, I guess you're doing something right. It's fine. I'm past it too. I think we're already even. But it's really sweet that you were thinking about it. It takes a lot of maturity to reflect on that kind of thing. Well, I wonder who I got it from. Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, we're even as long as you let me keep my manga in the club room. You did admit that it's a form of literature. You totally can't take that back now.
You got me. Closet's all yours.
I'll tell you what. I'll bring in a little something for the club tomorrow. I want to do something nice in return.
What kind of little something? You'll see.
Cupcakes! But I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Are they gonna make me wait for the cupcakes? The next club meeting ends up being a particularly tasty one. Ha! Never mind. Instant validation. Marvelous. Well, our army is assembled. Army, why did I call it like that? Our team has been formed. Better word for that, what I'm looking to say, but that better serves the joke I was making, but never mind, it's dead now. The moment is gone. That puts us about halfway through, except if there's maybe like a final culminative one that I forget if there is or not, which is rather exciting, isn't it? That was very good. I think that's a I definitely like the message of that one a fair bit, because like people do wildly underestimate sometimes. My shoulders, ow! I guess I was hunching the whole time or something. Jeez, ow. God. Sorry. I think people do underestimate how, I there's part of a thing, because being taken seriously doesn't necessarily mean you need to be serious, and I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. You can be someone who doesn't think, like, so much of themselves, or who isn't very ambitious, but still, not being a subject of ridicule all the time is good. Regardless of whether you're someone who, like, is very much a go-getter and has lots of things on the go and is like, very high aiming and high achieving. Like it's sort of easier to understand how someone like that could crumble after not being taken seriously, because like look at all the work they're putting in. But even people who are take a little more like of an I don't want to say a relaxed approach to life, because that sort of makes it sound like I'm saying they're less important or something like that. I think the way I put it the first time was better. If you're less ambitious, then it sort of might seem to other people like it's okay to not take you seriously as often, because you're not trying to achieve something grandiose, I suppose. And to some extent, there's logic there, because I would consider myself not a terribly ambitious person, and I don't like to be generally, I guess, treated like I'm some kind of prodigy or whatever, because it's usually not true. But nonetheless, to have no one who will have an ounce of respect for something you're interested in is, as Monica put it in the very first time, disheartening. Or did she say that in the first one? That it was disheartening not to be taken seriously? I think so, because Sayuri said something that made her think. Anyways, regardless. So once again, this is a question that may cut a little deep, and you don't have to answer or I don't want you to feel pressured to answer if it's something that you're not ready to talk about or that hurts to talk about too much. Is there ever a time that you weren't taken seriously about something, whether it was an interest of yours or just something you thought was crucial that wasn't being given the proper attention, that took the wind out of your sails, shall we say? I mean, I guess the easy answer for me would be like video games, because like there's still a big stigma about them, that it's all just gore porn basically, and like war fetishism. And there are plenty of people I've talked to who, when I tell them I'm into video games, they're like, "Oh, you're a disturbed and violent individual," and I'm like, "No." I just like when you poke the button, the things happen and the story goes. Perhaps it's a bit of a weak answer, but that's the first thing that comes to mind, and the most strong example, I suppose. So that's that. Next episode is going to be more Fire Emblem Three Houses. What a shocker! And I believe that is the episode wherein we are going to try and quell the troublesome events transpiring at Ramire Village. So, if you care to join me for that, you will know where to find it and when to find it, which is next video times. But with that, as the screen goes to screensaver, because I've been talking for like a buffoon for too long, wake up! I shall end this one here, so thank you very much for coming out. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here. Peace! Anything scary in here? Blah. It was another goblin, wasn't it? Alright, you runt. Get down here. I'm talking to you. That's rude. And that made the chest appear in the middle, which is probably just some good loot. Ooh. So we did actually have to take down the goblins. I don't know why I completely forgot about the chest that was smack in the middle of the map like a target.